I can't keep doing this to myself. At least not anymore. I think I've had enough, and it's about time I changed that. I've watched countless of YouTube videos from different creators when they talk about, the topics like how to change your life in 3 months, how to change your life in 6 months, how to change your life in a year, how to become that woman, how to become that girl, the habits that will change your life, the books you need to read to change your life, oh, the books you need to read to change your finances, how to be confident in life. I've read all this. I even have notes from all the pointers and the learnings that they share. But day in, day out, week after week, year after year, my life remains the same. And I'll confess that I've had days and weeks where I have embraced these learnings and they have been, or they were the best, I'd say, the happiest days of my life because I could see the end goal. I could see what I was chasing, and I could see that as I continued to do this, things would open up and unravel in mysterious ways, in beautiful ways. But every so often, I find myself slip into the same kind of mistakes or actions that I take or not take. It feels like I wake up on the wrong side of the bed, or um, something happens in the night that just makes me lose the focus or the tunnel kind of vision that I have on some of these things. And I find myself slip into a rut that keeps me stuck in the same kind of lifestyle and in the same kind of living that I do. But I'm just so tired of it. And I can't do this. I can't keep doing this to myself. I can't because I want to live a high quality of life. I want to live a life of fun, adventure, purpose, impact, and fulfillment. I want to do meaningful and fulfilling work. I want to be free. Importantly, I want to be free in all areas of my life. I want to do life free of choice. I want to live an enjoyable, beautiful life. And I realize now more than ever that if I continue in the same way that I have, I will never get there. I will not get there. I will always live in this kind of a mediocre life where one day I'm doing things as I know I should, and the rest I'm just entertaining myself to live life just for the sake of it, just to see the sun rise and set, just to sleep and wake up and be grateful that I'm alive. But that has to stop being enough for me because I'm learning that nothing will change unless I change. I won't be able to achieve what I want to achieve in my life if I don't change the way I see things and approach things in my life, be it doing what needs to be done, the way I think and my mindsets, and everything surrounding my life. And a quote comes to mind, and it's focus on the fundamentals, and everything else will work itself out, or something of that sort, but in the same lines. And I'm realizing that at this moment, the most fundamental thing for me is to refuse to do things the same way because I know what needs to be done. I know what I need to do. The problem is getting to do it. I'll be the first to admit that I'm addicted to learning. I'm addicted to learning, and it may stem from hearing so many people say that we have to embrace to be students for life. But I'm learning that even though being a student for life is important, which I will strive to continue to be a student of life, but there is a part of learning and then doing, acting on the learnings and the lessons of everyday life. That if I know I need to do something, it's finding, or rather, it's submitting to doing the things that I need and must do if I am to see any kind of change in my life, or any way to be able to live a life that I am happy about and I'm happy in. And so I I realize now that I need to build on my mental toughness. And it's because I find myself think as though I'm doing something simply because I'm watching a creator talk about the things that needs to be done, and I mistake that as action towards what I want to achieve in my life. And I'm learning right now that if I don't stop constantly seeking new information, I will remain in this kind of a mediocre way of living and will never achieve my wildest dreams, because I am a dreamer. I dream big and I have so much that I want to achieve, so much that I want to do, so much impact I want to make in this life. But if I continue to do things the way I'm doing them, I will never get to do that. So I can't keep doing this to myself. I can't keep seeking information that I already have. So this is I, I'm hoping that I will constantly come back to this video and remind myself of these things, because this is this will take me undoing habits and behaviors and ways of thinking that I have had for years, because over the years I have known what I want. I know what I want in my life. I know that. And I don't know whether it's the saddest thing or the best thing, is that I also know exactly what I need to do to achieve what I want in my life. But the saddest bit is I always seem to be seeking new information and new ways of doing things that I fail to carve out time to actually act on the things that I already know. And it's been tough. I have tried to push myself to not seek new information, but I had not realized that this is how I have done things throughout my adult life. That's over 5 years, I have been doing these things the same way. But right now, I know that I need to build my mental toughness, and I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to embrace this, and just because I can't continue doing this to myself. It's killing my dream, it's killing my life, and it's leaving me in the same position, and I don't like it. The other thing that is holding me back is that I'm afraid of what might happen. And it's interesting just how much fear can hold you back. And for me, it's a fear I thought I didn't have until I really had to think about it really, really carefully. For me, my biggest fear is being different. My biggest fear is people seeing how much I change and disliking me for that. I know I'm not necessarily a people pleaser. I could care less what people think about my life. But I'm afraid of being disliked. I'm afraid of being the bad guy. And this holds me back, because sometimes I'll want to do something and then think, if I do this, achieve something, and when you change or get to a new level, you automatically become a different person. Inevitably, you will become a different person in one way or another. And I'm afraid that when that happens, people will not understand me and will dislike me and warrant it's I'd say it's complicated, but thinking about it now, I realize that no one cares about my life. Everybody has their own issues and things to care about. And if I do something that triggers somebody else, I have to realize that it's not about me. It's more about them, because their reaction reflects them. So if I do something, if I achieve something and someone else is triggered, then it's more about them and less about me. So I need to learn to just not overthink about what people will think about me, how they will dislike me because I'm different, because every day calls us to grow. And when you grow, you will inevitably be a different person from who you are a few years down the line. And so I have a lot of unlearning and relearning I need to do. And right now I'm ready for it because I cannot keep doing this to myself. The other thing I must overcome is I always find myself avoid to do the hard things. I like when things are easy. I don't like to struggle much. But then it's standing in the way of me chasing my dreams and achieving my goals, because I've gotten to a point where I'd rather read a novel on Wattpad rather than write my book, or I'd rather get onto YouTube and watch entertaining videos from different creators instead of doing a workout after work or cooking myself a good meal. And I excuse myself because I say that, well, it's been a tiring day at work, I need to rest. But we can only rest for so long, to a point where when you overrest, you start getting tired and bored, and the life starts just looking mediocre of some sort. And I need to unlearn and relearn that nothing will work out on its own, and that everything worthwhile most times comes from not so easy decisions. It's about submitting to the things I know I need to do. It's about coming home from work tired, but then realizing that even in my fatigue, I need to exercise my body. Maybe that day I can go easy on myself, do some stretches or something simple, but actually get to do something that will benefit me in the long run. To instead of just sit down and watch an entertaining video on YouTube every other day. It's about coming back from work and cooking myself a refreshing meal, a good meal that will refresh me. And maybe I can enjoy that video on YouTube as I partake my dinner. I mean, thinking about it right now, I'm wondering, how did I think that this would... Well, I can't keep doing this to myself. I must start getting used and okay to embrace doing the hard things and making hard decisions that will help me to move my life in a direction that I want. You know, if I'm to end up in a desirable point 5 years down the line, I have to realize that I can't keep learning. There is a place for learning, but then I can't keep learning without actions. I need to take actions, I need to do, and actually learn as I do. And it's I need to remind myself that I have enough information. It's that simple, that I have enough information and I need to act on that information before I can seek for new information. The other thing I need to do is to not allow fear to control my actions. Now, it's realizing that nobody cares about my life as much as I care about mine, that everyone has their own issues and worries to think about in their life. And so if I fall captive to fear, then I risk never experiencing my dream life and the kind of life that I want to achieve. And so I have to put down the fear of what people will think and being disliked by people, and just embrace doing things that I know are good for me. And I also can't keep choosing to do things easy. I can't keep choosing to do things easy. It's realizing that it's in the hard things that we actually grow. It's in choosing the uncomfortable things I need to do and know I have to do, rather than just sitting and letting life go through, because then that will if I continue doing life the way I've been doing, I'll be okay. Sure, I'll be okay. But I don't want to live an okay life. I want to live a beautiful, good life. I want to be free in my life. I want freedom more than anything. And I can't have that if I can not do the hard things. So I have realized that some things need to go. Something needs to give. And if I'm not ready to make this change in my life, then I have to be okay to live a dissatisfied life, an impactless life. I have to be okay living a mediocre life. And I'm not okay with that. I want to live an abundant life, a beautiful life, a life full of fun and adventure. I want to do meaningful work in my life. So I can't keep doing this to myself. I I just can't keep doing this to myself. Things need to change, and they need to change like now, like today. And there is no going back on this because I can't keep doing this to myself. Today is the day that I say yes to my dream life and to commit to doing things that I know I need to do, to submit to doing things that I must do. So I can't keep doing this to myself. It stops today. And I know that things won't be easy because I am relearning, I will be unlearning and relearning the way I have done things for the past few years. But things have to give. Some things have to give. Things have to change. And things will be different from now on. I don't expect to change overnight. I don't expect my life to change in a month. But the way I do things has to change. It's especially embracing the hard things, making the hard decisions. Things have to change. This is the first day of the rest of my life. I'm saying yes to my dream life.